to a homophobic attack on a London bus that left a lesbian couple in hospital with horrific injuries. The pair were minding their own business on the top deck when a group of men began abusing them before physically assaulting them. The picture of their injuries stunned Londoners today, and this afternoon 4 teenagers have been arrested. Ria Chatterjee's report begins with that image of their injuries.
This picture is shocking. On a London night bus, 2 women, a couple, were attacked suddenly, they say, by a group of men.
We must have kissed or hugged or something like that, because right away they saw that we were together. So they came after us, they surrounded us and started saying like really aggressive stuff, things about sexual positions, lesbians, and claiming that we should kiss so they could watch us. They started throwing us coins. The next thing I know is that Chris is in the middle of the bus and they are punching her. So I immediately went there, just, by impulse. I didn't think about it. And I tried to pull her out of there, so they started punching me.
Melania and Chris's experience has compelled many gay women to share their everyday experiences of homophobia and misogyny.
So in this case you have a group of men that are goading and sexually harassing, and that's linked to violence. And so when the response isn't what they want, then of course the response turns to violence. And government research has recently shown that I think it's around 2/3 of same-sex couples avoid holding hands in public for fear of violent reaction from others.
Melania and Chris were both taken to hospital to treat facial injuries. Melania says she's faced verbal violence because of her sexuality, but never been physically attacked. The police have made 4 arrests. Ria Chatterjee, ITV News.
Even the Prime Minister was shocked by the attack. Theresa May has called it sickening and said we must do more to eradicate violence towards the LGBT community. Well, joining me now is journalist Sophie Wilkinson and the author Amelia Abraham. Thank you both for coming in to talk to us. Sophie, I'll start with you. What was your reaction this morning when you saw that picture?
I was absolutely horrified. I was stunned that this is something that we can see in London, and then my memory kicked in and I remembered all the different times that I have been on the receiving end of homophobia and misogyny in this very uniquely toxic way.
And so what sort of examples can you give of that?
I've had, me and my girlfriend, we've had a man try and kind of ask if he can take both of us home, and when we said no, he's called us all sorts of names which I can't say on live TV at the moment. And then we've gone to the police about it and they've said there's no homophobia in it because calling us you effing S. So
yeah, but we get the idea. We do get the idea.
There's no homophobia in that because they haven't said anything explicitly homophobic, although the intent there seems homophobic.
I think, Amelia, for a lot of people watching who haven't had such experiences such as Sophie, this does come as quite surprising, but did it surprise you at all this morning?
It didn't surprise me, but my own response kind of surprised me. I actually cried when I saw the news story, and I think that's because of the shock and the fear, but also because it does tap into your own experiences. Yeah. I'm very lucky and privileged in that nothing this violent or horrific has ever happened to me personally, but it has happened to my friends who are LGBTQ+, and I have been on the receiving end of comments and looks.
And so do either of you feel fearful as you're travelling around London, you with your girlfriend, for instance, Sophie, or you, Amelia, do you ever feel unsafe?
I mean, we're both middle class, we're both in the media. We know that if anything did happen to us, like, we would be able to kind of hold people accountable. It's fantastic there have been arrests already. But I know that I can't walk hand in hand with my girlfriend around London. I simply can't do that.
And how about you, Amelia?
It depends where I am. I try to exhibit public displays of affection with a girlfriend sometimes to try and normalise the behaviour. And I've had ex-girlfriends say to me, why should the imperative be on us to normalise this and put ourselves at risk? And I've always said, well, if we don't do it, who else is going to do it? And then something like this happens, and I second-guess my stance on that. And I think that's part of the reason I was so upset today, because it's going to make me think twice about public displays of affection.
OK, and I believe it's something that you do sort of touch on in your book, Amelia, which people can, of course, pick up now. But both Amelia and Sophie, thank you both for coming in to talk to us this evening and sharing your stories.
Thanks.